we're of service. We're of service. And part of being of service is that, and this is interesting, is that in order to be generous with your energy, you have to have a wisdom. Because I am, and it pains my heart to say this, is that you can disseminate this information to people, but you're going to have to be wise, because most people you come across will cross their eyes, or they'll dismiss you, or they'll do whatever. And if that upsets you, then I do ask you to just kind of pull back and be with that sensation of disease that you feel, because what it means is it's time to take more a closer energetic awareness look at how much are we relying on the validation of others to indicate you're on a good track. You already know you're on a good track. Follow it. Follow it. This is good.
Well, I there was one time that I actually did get upset. As I'm sitting here, thinking about it, I got called a narcissist. They said, if you're actually thinking that you can actually have that much power, yes, and this was somebody very close to me, you have that much power to control your life and things, then you're a narcissist.
And you'll say, narcissist
and
I am.
I got really pissed off. I'm like, what do you mean I'm a narcissist? But then when I thought about it, I could understand why they said that.
Absolutely.
But it did hurt. So so yes, there are times when that was rough.
I understand, and I'm glad that we get to support each other, because the idea is that it is rough. It is rough. And you said it was somebody close to you, and it's always
my son.
Your son.
It was my son.
Well, your son said that because he was coming from that trained perspective, and the idea is that when you feel that ding of personalization, it brings us to the next thing, which is that when somebody says something to you, if you take it personally, it is the sensation of dis-ease from contrast that indicates that there's more for you to take a look at. It's part of that training that everybody got when we got here. Don't think too highly of yourself. You're separate from source energy, and I'm going to keep reminding you, you're not. And yes, we are still in a space where most people on planet Earth, this conversation has always been around, and it is being more embraced, and I'm deeply grateful for that. But the idea is that the conversation is still in its infancy here on third dimensional Earth. So if you have the courage to do this, do it for yourself. But it gets really uncomfortable at certain times, and that's when you just kind of say, okay, fortunately for you, as you kind of came down from the experience, there was even a piece of you that could expand a little further and say, I get why he would say that to me, but you move from judgment to observation, and you can discern, I don't agree with it. And certainly not so much anymore, but I've heard many things from people, and my first response would be like, I could totally see how you'd say that about me. Totally get it. And then I wouldn't defend or justify, and it would throw them way off. They'd be like, I thought we were going to have a fight. I'm like, nope. And then that's it. Pass the bread. Let's continue.
Dad.
Let's Very. The idea is that, this is where it is. Anytime you have that sensation of personalizing something, anytime you have that sensation of dis-ease, it is information for you that there's a segment of that experience for you to continue to take a look at, because there is something inside of you that remains out of alignment from what it is that you truly resonate with, because it's part of the programming that you had. That's why I don't ever have a criticism of anybody, and I don't even have criticism of people who, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I've done this for decades. I've talked to thousands of people. I talked to thousands of people in 1 year. And they will do this for a couple of times, and then all of a sudden shit will start to happen, and they'll walk away from this. And they think that it's because, something's happening or whatever. And I watch the personality come online and say, this is nonsense, walk away from it. I'm not going to lie to you. It breaks my heart, and I see it every day. And I have to just kind of be with that. And sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I get really, what's the word? I don't want to say disenchanted, but I'm like, what does it take for folks to be with what resonates with them and just sit with it and stop looking for everybody outside of them to validate that they're okay. When are people going to get this? And it makes me sad. And then I remember the ultimate desire I have is to be with those folks and have deep respect for their free will. But I can't lose my discernment. If they choose from their free will perspective to stay entrenched in the matrix, it's a miserable life. That's not what we're here to do. It's not what we're here to do.